Imagine tax season as a wild roller coaster ride through a jungle of paperwork and regulations. Now, picture having an insightful guide by your side who knows all the twists, turns, and shortcuts. That's what working with a tax professional is like. They're your fearless navigator in the jungle of taxes, helping you avoid traps, discover hidden treasures, aka deductions, and ensuring you emerge unscathed and with the maximum possible refund. Today, we're talking to a local tax professional to hear about how businesses can make the most of their finances and avoid added stress this tax season.
Welcome to The Good Guide to Business, a podcast presented by the Better Business Bureau.
The Good Guide is all about conversations with businesses, organizations, and local leaders who are going above and beyond to make our community a better place.
So grab a cup of coffee, sit down, and get ready to hear from this episode's special guest, Nisla Love, IRS enrolled agent and CEO of Choose Love Solutions.
Nisla, thank you for joining us on the show today. We're absolutely stoked to talk to you about everything taxes, and hopefully even, ourselves, we learn something from this.
Okay, great. Let's go in.
All right.
So first, can you talk to us about how Choose Love Solutions got started?
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't want to date my age, but it started like years ago. So I was just like any individual, I always wanted to know more about taxes because I was that person who would just hand it over, like slide it under the table and said, okay, here goes our stuff. That scare, like I don't want to owe anything, or are we gonna get a big refund? And so it wasn't until I went to college and I started taking accounting classes. And with those accounting classes, we started taking tax classes, and a light bulb just went off like, oh my God, this is why I'm not getting money, or this is why I could get money, so I was just so excited about learning about how the tax code came. So as soon as I finished my class, I amended all my returns and got my refunds. I was so excited. And I was like, wow, if I could do this, I can help people to do it. And so that's what my hunger to wanting to learn and help people learn how to save money and really take advantage of the tax code. And so that's how Choose Love Solutions started.
Nice. And can you talk to us a little bit about the specific services that Choose Love Solutions offers?
Oh, awesome. So at Choose Love Solution, we offer tax preparation. We do personal and business. We help business owners. We like to say we help them not only prepare their taxes, but we also like to do all-encompassing where we looking for different strategies to help them utilize the tax code, save more money in their pocket. So we do tax preparation, we do tax planning, and then we also do bookkeeping services and tax relief services also.
Gotcha. And I know like some people, like maybe me and Nick, for example, might do our taxes on our own. When should a business or a person seek a tax professional to help with their taxes?
When it gets overwhelming. I would say, yeah, when it gets overwhelming, when you get to the point where you just like, it's just not clicking, I would encourage you. One of the things people don't realize, the IRS is not this big bad wolf where they want to come and knock on the door and give me that money. They're really not. They really want to work with you at the end of the day because they need their money. So they're going to work with you. So with that, if it gets too overwhelming and you're doing it and it's just not making sense, seek a professional. Because the worst thing you could do is you do it on your own. Then you get this letter. I used to say the love letter from the IRS. And then now you're stressed out and you're like, I can't do this. So yeah, if it gets too overwhelming, seek a professional.
All right, good to know. And so I know when you say professional, there's actually quite a few different types of tax professionals out there. You yourself being an enrolled agent, what are the benefits that come with working with an enrolled agent? And maybe how are they different from other sorts of tax professionals?
Okay, great. That's a great question. So as an enrolled agent, we're licensed by the IRS. And so we're specialized in all things taxes. So that's the one benefit with us in our field. And then we have the ability to do taxes, prepare taxes, represent individuals before the IRS. And we could do that within all the 50 states. and then also any individual abroad. So we have some US citizens who are in Australia, like Caribbean islands, Panama, different states and countries. As an enroll agent, you can represent them and prepare their taxes. So that's the benefit as the enroll agent.
It's incredibly useful. I didn't know that, if I was someone American abroad, that I'd be able to still employ your services. Okay. I bet that's extremely helpful for people like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
And what other things can businesses do to be maybe more prepared for tax season? I know we're in tax season now, so maybe this is advice for the next go around, but
No, I think it's still valid. One of the things I always tell clients is make sure you have everything in documents. So I always say document, 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 because it's so important because it can save you from being audited, or if you have property and you need to itemize it, or if you need to depreciate it, you want to know like how much you purchased for that vehicle or that property or item, because that way it helps you know, okay, can I deduct this? Can I get credit? If you don't have that document in place, you kind of lose out. I always say leave money on the table. You don't want to leave no money on the table. It's so important to have everything in documents. So that's the key. A lot of people kind of miss that, is to have all your documents in place.
Nice. So me as an individual, when I do my taxes, I really just want to get it done. To me, it's daunting in a sense that it just looms over me every year, and whenever I do it, I kind of just try to get it out of the way. In your eyes, is that the smartest thing to do, or do you think it's worth it for individuals to maybe take more time and go more in depth, possibly with their own personal taxes?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the things, like, okay, if you get I'll give you an example. Say you got a new job. Yeah, you got a new job, you got a promotion, you stoked, you're excited, you and you're not even thinking about it. When it comes to tax, you're like, why do I owe money? I never owe. So if you'd have took the time to look at, there's so many factors come into play. So you got this job or you got a promotion. So now your income increased. So that means more taxes. Did you make any adjustment? Did you get a bonus? Did you get a raise? So there's a lot. Did you take out any investments? Did someone gift you something? Did you get an inheritance? So there's so many variables when it comes to your taxes that can determine if you owe money or you get money back. So taking the time to see the big picture will benefit you.
Good. Okay, that's a good lesson because something like that has happened to me before where I didn't account for something and I ended up owing a ton. So now I know, and I think it's just good for people to hear that, it may seem daunting at first, but it really sounds like it will save you a headache if you just go ahead, take your time with these kinds of things.
Right. Definitely.
So now, Nisla, I want to talk a little bit about what you do with nonprofits. I know nonprofits like the BBB, we have certain types of tax documents. So can you talk about how Choose Love Solutions helps nonprofits with these kinds of things?
Good question. So as a nonprofit, one of the things I go right back to is having that document. It is so key. And then as a nonprofit, one of the things they require is to make sure you file on time. You have to file within those 3 years. And so we help the nonprofit in the organization filing. We also, like, if any new tax codes come out that may be impact. Some nonprofit organizations have might have some different type of activity where it's not a nonprofit. It is profitable, and so that's something that they would have to file also too. So that takes into consideration. So if they have like a different type of service that they're offering and it doesn't fall into a nonprofit, so we kind of help them navigate that to see if if it is for the nonprofit or if it is for profit, because they could too have the same thing. So that's one of the things, is we help them know when the different tax codes come in place, to tell them, in reference to if they have something that is taxable, in a sense, to help them navigate that also too.
Nice. So I think with our listener base and with just like a lot of BBB accredited businesses, a lot of them are either new businesses or new nonprofits, and maybe they're trying to navigate this difficult field of taxes for the first time. So if you just had one thing to say to these new business owners and new leaders, what would that one thing be?
Mm, that's a there's so much to say.
It can be
You
multiple
kind of
things.
limit me.
You can tell all the things.
Oh my gosh, there's so much to say. I would say congratulations. You get a new business. It is remarkable because not a lot of people do it. One thing is pace yourself, and then also to as you as you grow, make sure that you're laying that foundation first, and that foundation is making sure that you have all your documents. Make sure your bookkeeping is in order because that is one of those things that will decrypt your business in a heartbeat because of not having your documents in order and your bookkeeping in order. Because that's what's going to help your business grow, believe it or not. That is the foundation of your business.
Let's take a moment to thank one of the sponsors of our show, Activate Good.
Are you an individual or business owner looking to make a difference in your community? Look no further than Activate Good.
Activate Good specializes in planning and managing employee volunteer initiatives so you can focus on what really matters, your business. With over 100 Triangle area businesses under their belt, they're experts in team building volunteer projects both on and off site.
Activate Good can even develop a customized annual calendar of service projects and offer a technology platform to manage and track volunteer signups. So why not join the ranks of businesses making a real impact? Learn more about Activate Good at activategood.org. That's activategood.org. And I know you have your own podcast actually called Max Tax Advantage. So do you want to talk a little bit about your podcast, what you talk about on there?
Oh, great. So thank you for asking that. Okay, so on the podcast, what we do is a little bit different. We get business owners talking about their profit, product, or services they provide. And in return, what I do is I let my listeners know how they can utilize those products and service for their advantage to save money along the way. So that way, things that we don't even consider like everyday things that we use for our business, how you can maximize that and save on your taxes and also in your business.
Can you give some examples of the types of businesses you have on the show?
Yeah, so we had a business coach. A lot of people are like, oh, why I need a business coach. So I would say that we were never created to be by ourselves. And so with that, having a business coach, you can strategize and they could be that eagle eye for you. And then so with that, that is an expense, professional development, helping you business growing or consulting. And so with that, they lead you on the path of, of growth. And so that's maximizing your benefit in your business. And at the same time, you're able to deduct that expense. And then you also have for real estate, if they have investments. And we did have a financial advisor on there. So that's like a win-win situation. A lot of business owners don't realize even starting small that you can open up a savings, not well, investment account, and you can also match that for yourself as a business owner. And then so you're in return, you have this investment account, it's putting back into your company, you're benefiting for it depending on what structure of your business, you can deduct that. So it's like a win-win situation. So yeah, so a lot of things that as business owners that are not aware that they can utilize, they can max out their money, benefit them and their business.
All right. Well, as a business owner, it sounds like there's no reason to not listen. Where can people go to listen to Max Tax Advantage?
Oh, we're on all the platforms. So if you go to Apple, Spotify, so we're at YouTube, or you can just look up Max Tax Advantage, or you could just look up Nisla Love. You'll find it.
Great.
Sweet. And do you have any sort of like full circle of this whole conversation advice, takeaways for people, for businesses about tax season, taxes, maybe how to not be as scared of the IRS.
Well, okay, so great question. So one of the things I would say, have a plan. Um, it sounds so simple, like have a plan. Really, the plan is I'm not going to do it. I get it, because it gets very daunting. But have it, whatever your plan is. If you're going to do it, prepare yourself for it. Just don't jump in and you pulling out your hair and go crazy. If you're going to have someone that's going to prepare your taxes for you, make sure that you have that individual who's going to walk you around, walk you to the steps thoroughly, and talk you and explain stuff because that's what you need. You want somebody to explain. Because one of the things I always tell my clients that we're in a partnership together. Yes, I'm doing your taxes for it. Yes, you're signing, but I'm still liable for it. And I want you to understand what's going on because that's the worst thing. And that, like I said, that was me. I used to like, I won't care. Just do it. I don't want to know because, like you said, I was scared. But it wasn't until I learned, I was like, oh my God, this is I could be saving all this money. So what I would encourage is have a plan. Don't let taxes be a one-time event. Do make sure that you're able to plan out the year or even years beyond because as you grow and you get money, your business grow, you want to make sure you keep that money. You don't want to have to keep pouring back taxes if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Some good advice. That, and of course, like you were saying earlier, stay organized.
Yes, it's very helpful.
Nisla, is there anything that we haven't covered yet that you really wanted to talk about?
Um, I know we talked about tax preparation. I talked a little bit about tax planning. So I want to just touch on that a little bit more with the tax planning. So whenever you hear about tax planning, a lot of individuals and business owners think like, oh, that's for the rich. I don't have to do tax planning. I'm not going to benefit from it. You'd be surprised. You can benefit with tax planning. It could make or break your bank really if you don't do the correct tax planning because like I said before, if your business is growing, you want to make sure things are in structure in place so that way you get to keep as much money you want, the bottom line. Because you don't want to be in business and you look at your profit and loss statement or your balance sheet and you go, wow, I made all that money, but I don't see it.
Right.
So tax planning is the key for that.
All right. All great advice and all good things to know, especially, I mean, like you said, businesses, individuals. Well, Nisla, is there anywhere that people can go to find out more about you and Choose Love Solutions? Do you have a website or social media?
Yes. So you can contact me at chooselovesolutions.com. That is our website. I am also on LinkedIn and Facebook. Can you go Nisla Love? You can find us there. But yeah, we're on social media and Choose Love Solution would be the best one. chooselovesolutions.com.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for talking with us, answering our questions, hopefully giving people some peace of mind about the world of taxes.
Yes, I really hope our listeners seem less daunted by this now. I know I do, at least.
Well, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate your time and your willingness to talk about taxes because, it's like one of those pretty topics, but, it's one of those things that we need to definitely talk about.
Yeah, especially this time of year, and I really appreciate you making time for us, probably right as you're getting into your most busiest season.
It is, but it's all good. It is all good.
To all our listeners, thank you for tuning in to this episode of The Good Guide to Business.
Be sure to follow us on social media at BBB Carolinas. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. And of course, be sure to listen to The Good Guide to Business wherever you can find podcasts. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, anywhere else, we're there. We release episodes twice a month on Wednesdays.
Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
See you guys.